Hello, y'all. So I am currently in Manhattan Beach, Los Angeles. And you guys know I told you I had to come here to get my visa. Hello, everyone. So picking up the camera today to vlog. Hi, MelMcal.
Hi.
Little mama's back there in her car seat. Just like Zara's doctor's appointment, just her 12-month checkup appointment. Right now headed to go get the girls' passports. Remember I told you guys you should have seen a recent update about everything. So I wanted to talk to you guys too. That update that I gave you guys about my life and what the Lord is telling me to do and going to Nigeria and things like that. So it's interesting because I just had another revelation from the Lord yesterday with talking with my best friends, her and her husband. And we realized, so, when the Lord gives you prophetic words, that doesn't necessarily mean that prophetic word is like right now. And I know we know that, but sometimes we can run ahead of God because we're trying to do this prophetic word that God has given us. But if God didn't give you a timeline for that prophetic word, then that's him letting you know that that's what's happening in the future, right? So God has been having me study a lot of the prophets in the Bible. Because if you guys don't know, my gift in the spirit is being a prophet, and meaning I speak the word of the Lord. Whatever he gives me, I speak it. And I've been growing in that gift of prophecy, holding office of prophet, not having the gift to prophesy, but actually being a prophet, which is very challenging and difficult but beautiful and amazing also at the same time, and very powerful. Not saying I think I'm better or anything, just saying, the experience for me. So one of the things we realized is that, so I know the Lord told me to go to Nigeria, to go to an event. Tiffany Montgomery's, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, her Covered by God in Nigeria. When I saw that, I felt like I needed to go, like that calling, like I needed to go there. Then God revealed to me some other things that he wanted me to do in Nigeria, but he didn't reveal everything he wanted me to do in Nigeria. He also didn't give me a timeline of how long I was going to be in Nigeria. So I don't know, just kind of fast forward. And there were some things I thought I was going to be for 3 months, blah, blah, blah. But it was freaking me out because I thought I was going to be taking the girls and all these things. I was getting stressed, stressed to the point that I was just like, Lord, I don't want to do any of it. Like, I'm stressed. So I was just kind of talking to my best friends yesterday, and there's some things the Lord has told them as well. And we were just kind of like talking it through, and we realized, like, man, well, God didn't, like God said the other things, but did God actually tell me to bring the girls for this recent event? Like, because when I was asking him, it was like, he was like quiet. So I'm like, okay, Lord, well, what do you want me to do? And I think he wanted me to get to this place of realization now, of just realizing, like, okay, making sure I'm constantly seeking him for strategy. Because the thing about him having me study the prophets, and this is what he told me yesterday. So when I was driving back, I took the girls on a fun weekend, which you guys will see that vlog up, in Cleveland for Zara's birthday, turning 2. And on the way back, I was just kind of talking to God, and I was crying, and I was just like stressed. And I just heard the Holy Spirit say, what's the first thing I told you to do? I was like, wow. And the first thing God told me to do was to get the girls' passports. And so we realized, you guys, that can be a trick of the enemy as well, because to get you distracted. Because what he can't destroy, I just saw from Tiffany Montgomery where she shared, where she said, and I thought was super amazing and very powerful, was what the devil can't destroy, he will distract. So God told me to get off social media. So I've been off social media for about a week now. And I've actually been loving it. But what he can't destroy, he will distract. So I realized he can't get me with like worldly temptations, drinking, smoking, partying, anger, unforgiveness, all these other things. He can't get me trapped up in those type of things. So he tried to get me trapped up in distraction by having me be distracted by the very things that the Lord has told me to do, but making it a burden, making it a sorrow. And God says his burden is light. He also says for his blessings add no sorrow, right? So those were just things that I realized that the enemy was trying to do. You know, he was trying to like distract me and hold me down and get me to just, because then also you realize another strategy of him is to try to get you to do things out of timing. So you go to the very places God has told you to go, but you go to that place out of timing. Now you don't have the resources and the things that you would have if you would have waited to hear strategy from God. All the prophets in the Bible, you think about Moses, you think about Joshua leading the people into leading the Israelites into the promised land. He had strategy. They didn't just go and just conquer the land. He sent the spies out. Then they had to go down and they had to walk around the wall of Jericho for 7 days. Then they had to wait until the third time, for the third sounding of the trumpet to give a shout. So everything was done in strategy, and it had a timeline from God. It was ordained from God. I realized that the devil was definitely trying to get me through the works of God, the things that God had prophesied and told me to do, and I've heard him tell me to do, but was trying to get me to get it out of timing and to step out of God's will in regards to the timing of everything and not be seeking God for constant strategy. So I think the reason why God was silent, because he wanted me to get that revelation of I need to be constantly seeking him. And if I haven't heard anything about it, then don't move. Don't move until I hear straight from him, because that's one of the words God had given me. Don't go left, don't go right. I have spoken, so if God had been told me to go left or to go right, then I'm not moving left or right. So recently God had to give me that revelation that it's really just supposed to be me that's going this first time to Nigeria for Tiffany's event on September 17th. I'll be there for 2 weeks. When I was talking to my friends yesterday, that's the revelation I got, how long I should be, and they got that revelation as well. For 2 weeks. We got it at the same time. And I didn't say 2 weeks. I had said something like, I'm gonna go home and pray about it. And then she had said something later, about 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I heard too. I was like, okay, 2 weeks. She was like, well, I didn't want to say anything because I knew you said you were gonna go home and pray. But she was like, I felt like I heard, 2 weeks. I was like, okay, bet. So I'm gonna be there for 2 weeks. And yeah, so I'll be doing the work of the Lord, wherever the Lord leads me, whatever he has me go, that's what I'm gonna be doing. There are some things that he did give me to do. I'm not at liberty to release that, what he did tell me to do, but I'm sure I'll be taking you guys on the journey of what God is calling me to do. God is actually sending a lot of his prophets to the land of Nigeria and Africa and that area. I don't know what God is doing, but it is definitely something major. And I've been telling God, like, Lord, I don't even feel qualified to even do this, but hey, I'm accepting the calling. I'm doing what the Lord has told me to do, and this is what I'm going to do, period. But yeah, I just wanted to share that tidbit with you guys about like not idolizing the prophecy and not getting stressed out about the prophecy, that it's actually really simple. God has given you a word. Hold on to the word, pray over the word. But if he hasn't given you a timeline or a deadline or an action item, then keep praying about it. Wait, don't move. Wait until he tells you to move, because when it's time to move, he'll tell you to move. And God is not the author of confusion. But yeah, about to get my day started. Talk to you guys soon. Later. Hello you guys. So I'm currently here in Cali. I'm here to get my visa to go to Nigeria. So Nigeria requires that you meet in person, so that's what I'm here. I leave tomorrow. Got here late last night, so I'm just gonna go get my visa, then I'm gonna make today of today, enjoy my day here and my day tomorrow. I leave late tomorrow. So yeah, so first of all, handling business, and then I'm going to go and enjoy my day. And yeah, come along with me. Let's go. Let me tell you something. This faith walk with God, it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. That's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say.
Don't let me walk on you tonight. Don't let me walk on you tonight. You. Don't let me walk on you tonight. You. Don't let me walk on you tonight.
Hello, y'all. So I am currently in Manhattan Beach, Los Angeles. And you guys know I told you I had to come here to get my visa. So an update on what happened with my visa, you guys. So first of all, I just want, can we get into this beautiful vehicle? So I rented a BMW crossover. I don't know the series and all that stuff. I'm not like a car person, but it's just giving like, you know, it's giving holy girl luxury, you know what I'm saying? Holy girl luxury. But anyway, so I came here to go to the OIS service to get my visa. Turns out I didn't select the right embassy on the visa application, the Nigerian visa application, and it needed to be Washington, and I put Atlanta because Atlanta's closer to me. So they're like, oh, you can go back and fix this, but it's gonna take 2 to 3 business days. You guys, I leave for Nigeria literally next week on Wednesday the 14th. 2 to 3 business days, then on top of that, it's gonna take 3 weeks. And I'm like, what? But of course I know the rules don't apply to me because this is what God has told me to do. God told me to go to Nigeria. So I'm like, okay, Lord, well, what do you want me to do? So then I'm like, well, are there any other options? He's like, yeah, we do have an agent that you could do. You can get a visa on arrival, but it's going to be $500. Well, $475, basically $500. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, Lord. And I just kept hearing, and this is not the case of where you have to take sometimes what we consider basic scripture because we've read it so many times, But I've been having to hold on to that scripture, you guys. You know, God will supply all your needs. Lean not on your own understanding. And I just kept hearing that clearly, lean not on your own understanding. So I'm like, all right, Lord. So I'm like, okay, sir. I'm like, how, you know, I'll do that. I'll do the visa on arrival. So I ended up talking with the agent, spent $500 to get the travel visa. All that was great. Now just waiting on to get my document to show them at the airline. But I'm just like, something powerful is about to happen in Nigeria, because it's been so many like things that's been trying to come against me going there. So whenever a thing like that is happening, you know, the devil obvious after you, because he's like, dang, okay, I know something about to happen, so it's like he's, is trying to stop that. But I also feel like it was God testing me too, to see, because then I'm like, Lord, well, why did you send me Los Angeles? Like, why did I come to Los Angeles then if you knew it was going to happen? And I think God is testing my obedience to see, will I go when he tells me to go? If he tells me to go, am I going to go? So I'm like, of course, God, wherever you tell me to go, I'm gonna go. So I just want to come up and give you guys that update on what happened. I did end up getting the visa, but it's gonna be a visa on arrival, and it's $500 later. But I'm like, God, money comes, money goes, and you will provide for me. I'm like, you told me to quit my job. I'm living off savings right now. So I'm like, all right, Lord, I know that you're mighty and just, and you're gonna come through. So I'm just holding on to the faith that God is going to do what he said he will do. Okay, so right now, my flight leaves later today. Now I'm just, I'm in Manhattan Beach. I'm about to go down to the beach, get some food, just kind of enjoy my time before it's time to go to my flight. So yeah, catch y'all later. Oh my gosh, y'all, another funny story. First, they had my chicken raw. Now, you guys, I was just about to get ticketed. I walked up to my car and the guy was about to ticket me. I'm like, please do not ticket me. I'm like, I'm not from here. I'm like, this is a rental. I'm like, please do not ticket me. I'm like, I'm about to leave right now. I'm like, please, please, please. Guess I was over the 2 hour mark. Like, they enforced it. Like, I just got over the 2 hour mark. Like, I was walking back to my car. Like, what? And the crazy thing is, you guys, I was walking past my car. And then I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, my car's over here. So I forgot where my car was. And I saw the guy about to ticket me. I'm like, oh my God, please don't. He's like, please don't ticket me. He's like, you're fine. He's like, as long as you pull off now, you're fine. You're fine. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm not trying to deal with no parking ticket in LA. And I live all the way in Michigan. Like, what? But that's God's favor. Come on, Lord. Come on, Lord. Favor, favor, favor.